Well, the story behind I Was an American started when I was, someone asked me in an interview once about the song American Dreams and if I felt like that last line was correct. The whole world is dreaming American dreams. And it made me, I thought about it. It was right in the moment. So I had to kind of, you know, come up with an answer pretty quick. But I had thought about that line a lot when I wrote it. I went back and forth on that line really for months and asking myself, is that true? Is that true? And what I came to the conclusion of was that it was true and that it might not be America itself, but the point of America, the idea of freedom, the ideals of America, everybody is looking for. There's literally nobody on Earth unless they have a mental issue going, man, I would love to live in slavery. I would love to live in bondage. I would love for someone else to constantly tell me what to do. Nobody's thinking that. They're all the state of man is to try to get free. That in so in a sense, that's the American dream, and that's where I came to. So anyway, in this interview, the guy asked me that question: do you think the whole world is dreaming American dreams? And I kind of gave that answer, and I said, I don't know that America is going to always be here in its current form, and I don't know if the United States is going to always be called the United States or whatever. But somewhere, thousands of years from now, there may be some other civilization, some other country, some other nation, state, or whatever. And I believe the human nature behind that is still going to be what we would call the American dream, or the dream to be free, the dream for self-determination, all of that. And he was kind of taken back by that answer. He's like, I've never thought of it that way. And so that sort of led me to thinking about, how do we want to be seen? How do we want to be remembered? Um, and so I take that and make it smaller. Like, so how do I want to be remembered? And thinking about my kids, and one of the what is it I want them to say about me, after I'm not here. And one of the things that came to mind was I definitely want him to say, hey, well, I'll tell you one thing, he was an American. Um, and that's really what sparked the song, was the last line. I was an American. Well, remember, when I'm gone, I was an American. And I just kind of worked backwards from there. And I thought, man, that's an interesting twist on and instead of I am an American, I was an American, and putting things in the past tense. And so I sort of played with that for a little while, and that's how we got to, that's how I got to, the whole song. They say, don't get your hopes up anymore. Um, and I think that can be said for almost any generation. Everybody thinks that whatever we're facing at the time is just, man, it's daunting. We can't fix this. I'm old enough now to have lived through several presidential administrations, and it's, the country very often is in this place of, oh my gosh, how do we fix this? And somehow we do, or we at least, the world turns and we move on and whatever. But I think all of that, this was written in 2012 when people were feeling bad about this or that or whatever. And then I kind of wanted to tackle the idea of privilege. You're privileged to be here, and that is absolutely true. But I think anybody can take on the mindset, the mentality of the American. I've met people from other countries who are serious Americans in their heart, um, and in their soul, and in some cases more Americans than people who have actually lived here. And so I try to keep it in those contexts, rather than just, the person who has birthright or whatever. I'm more interested in human nature, all of human nature, than just one specific piece. And I write a lot about America, and I think a lot of people think that's a xenophobic thing or whatever, but it really is. If you're a history buff like me, what you know is America is an anomaly in human existence, and so that's what makes me fascinated by it. That's what makes me write about it, um, and that's what makes me honestly appreciate it and buy into it 100%. I am an American, and when I'm gone, I want people to say I was an American.